Beginning on September 1, 2023, the National Petroleum Authority will introduce the National Cylinder Recirculation Model at various locations in the Greater Accra and Ashanti regions. 2 bottling plants are currently prepared to launch the piloting program in the 2 regions, with the other plants following in the coming months to expand to additional areas. The program, if successful, would exit from the current procurement and distribution system in the next 3 years. At a media event in Accra, the Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the authority, Mr. Perry Okujeto, said the model was intended to ensure that the destruction of forest for the production of charcoal and fuel wood was reduced and to make LPG available to all Ghanaians, even those living in remote areas. The model, after its rollout, would ensure that about 50% of Ghanaians have access to the commodity by 2030. After a pilot rollout in the Ashanti, Eastern and Northern regions, many lessons were learned for the implementation of the new system throughout the country, he said. According to him, all safety precautions were put in place for a successful rollout, and that issues initially highlighted by distributors had also been resolved after numerous consultative sessions with them. Ghana National Petroleum Corporation has been urged by the National Resource Governance Institute to conduct a detailed risk analysis of its operations and activities in accordance with the process of the global energy transition. It stated that a thorough transition strategy was required to examine how the energy shift will affect various stakeholders. To this aim, it said the GNPC is expected to identify its risks, assess and analyze these risks, and put in place a mitigation strategy as a national oil company. Furthermore, according to Senior Africa Program Officer of the NRGI, Dennis Jair, the company will need to develop an investment strategy that considers difficulties related to the energy transition, such as the viability of the company and governance concerns. Mr. Jair, speaking in Accra during a stakeholder meeting to share the findings of a survey on how national oil companies are responding to the energy transition, observed that many of the companies that have high readiness for the transition are companies located in Latin America, like Ecopetrol of Colombia, Amex of Mexico, and YPF of Argentina. Additionally, he stressed the importance of having prepared scenario plans that will enable the business to strategically address problems in the emerging industry. Rwanda could achieve 100% electrification of its healthcare system by 2027 by using solar backup batteries to electrify currently unelectrified health posts. According to the most recent report by Sustainable Energy for All in collaboration with Green, Powering Healthcare in Rwanda, Market Assessment and Roadmap for Healthcare Facilities, developed with assistance from Power Africa, 1,813 or 85% of the 2,139 healthcare facilities in the nation are grid connected. This figure comprises 74% of the health posts in addition to all secondary and tertiary health facilities, each of which has its own battery backup. 229 health posts are still lacking access to dependable and renewable electric sources, although 1/3 of the remaining health posts are now powered by independent solar PV systems. This opens up a market opportunity for solar PV system connections to these health posts, the phase-out of diesel generators, and greater backup for the other healthcare facilities. According to the report, $10 million would be required to accomplish these goals. Luke Severi, who oversees the Powering Healthcare for SE for All initiative, said the Rwandan government has made outstanding strides towards guaranteeing that the electrification of healthcare facilities is a top priority and will stay so. New and creative finance methods are now required to maintain this advancement. The EU's imports of Russian liquefied natural gas have increased by 40% since the invasion of Ukraine, despite efforts to cut down supplies. According to data analysis by Kepler, which tracks marine and tanker traffic, member states bought more than half of Russia's LNG on the market in the first 7 months of this year. Spain and Belgium, which act as major gateways for LNG supplies to the bloc, have emerged as the second and third biggest customers of Russian LNG, respectively, after China. Jonathan Noon-Hagand, a senior fossil fuel campaigner at the anti-corruption group Global Witness, said EU countries now buy the majority of Russia's supply, propping up one of the Kremlin's most important sources of revenue. Europe's pipeline gas flows from Russia have fallen to historic lows since the invasion last year, as countries wean themselves off it. But to make up for the shortfall, shipments of cooled LNG from all over the world, including Russia, have surged and are not subject to any EU sanctions. Global Witness said that EU countries bought 22 million cubic meters of Russian LNG between January and July 2023, compared with 15 million during the same period in 2021.
Visit energyGhanaMagazine.com for more on these stories. Energy Brief is proudly brought to you by Airport View Hotel.
Energy Ghana TV. Local in focus, global in perspective.